Why does that make me feel fear? Why does that make me feel unsafe? Why did that make me feel fear in all my relationships? Welcome, YouTube. I am back. I am back. I am here. I now sing. Today, I feel called to talk about truth. Talk about shadow. Talk about awareness. Because something about me is that I'm going to keep being aware. I'm going to keep being aware. I'm going to keep being aware and remembering that I'm not my thoughts, I'm not my feelings, I'm not these traumas, I'm not the past. I'm just aware of it. I'm aware of the sensation. I allow it to flow. I allow myself to feel it. But it's a lot that I learn when I see these things and feelings. And I've been getting into astrology more, and I have been reading my entire natal chart, reading the conjunctions and the squares and things of that sort. And I am someone who likes to analyze and understand why, even though I don't need to because I'm not my feelings, I'm not my thoughts, I'm not my emotions. I am consciousness, I am presence, I am awareness, I am God, and so are you. But it's like so interesting how these things really, how they make me feel, and how they can create realities as well. So I'm here to just talk about it. And I believe this is a part of my gifts as well, being radically honest. My Jupiter is in Scorpio. When I look at my content on social media, when I'm saying real shit, people love it. So I'm gonna just say some real shit because I love spreading awareness. I love being real. I love just saying things the way that they are. Let's get deep. And I happen to have like 6 Scorpio placements, so let's really alchemize this darkness. I am in a union. That's part of the reason why I haven't been on YouTube, because we have a creative ecosystem called Soul Print. So all of our divine energy has been going into that. And yeah, I just been channeling my energy in other ways. But when it comes to being in a union, there's a lot that is learned. And I'm very grateful, because a lot of the times people think that unions are supposed to be like, you guys are supposed to be together, like that's the goal, to always remain together till the end of time. However, the actual purpose of unions, or actually, no, I'm not even talking about unions, I'm talking about twin flames, because my king and I, we do have, there's no way to really confirm, but there is a lot of things that we have that may determine that we're twin flames. And we were reading a book, and what this author says about twin flames, she studies twin flames, is that the goal of twin flames is for soul evolution. Okay, it's not about making each other happy, it's about soul evolution. And that's something that I've been experiencing with my king nonstop. And it's every time, like, you know, I just always understand why we're in this union. I understand why my soul is like, yes, I'm gonna be in this union, because I know where it's gonna take me, and I know that I'm gonna remember truth, and I'm gonna learn so much. So that's what's going on, and we're constantly learning, and it just, you know, allows us to seek deeper truth. It allows for deeper remembrance, okay, and oneness, unity. So something that I'm learning about this avatar when it comes to being in this union is, when you're in a union, you may still be attracted to others, okay? And that's normal, okay? That is normal. However, when it comes to what my king and I are building, like, this is legacy, okay? This is real. It's real. It's felt. The energy is felt. We have big purposes, and we're revolutionaries. We're here to impact the world in a large scale. We change people's lives. We are devoted, we are dedicated, we are strong, we have will, we are empowered people, and we this is why we have this creative ecosystem called Soulprint. And Soulprint is all about reminding people of their infinite creativity, for people to remember their soul and awaken it, for people to connect with their soul tribe and build with them. We're all about collaboration over competition, so building infrastructure where we can all thrive. And remember that abundance is not dollar bills, but abundance is tribe and resources, shared resources. So I just say that so you understand like how devoted we are to what we are building and how real this is, okay? So when it comes to having such a big vision like that, like what we're doing, we don't believe, like there's not a lot of people doing what we're doing. Like this, like we're odd. Not that we're odd, but like we're really starseeds, okay? And everybody's a star. I'm not gonna say everybody's a starseed. We're all powerful, but like my role and his role is very. It's powerful. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of capacity to it, and we have it. We have that. However, something that has came up in our reality is polygamy, right? But polygamy, specifically a man with multiple wives. And you know, this is something where my king and I didn't understand that. We would see that as like, okay, that's just off the ego, you know, a man wanting multiple wives and things of that sort. Like, what's the purpose of that? And you know, it's normal for us to like kind of be like, what the fuck? Like, you know, some of our soul brothers brought it up, and yeah, like, you know, we're used to the monogamy mindset and just committing to one person, and it's very normalized in the society. However, the more that it came into our consciousness, you know, my king actually like questioned it, where he started doing research on it. And a lot of indigenous communities, a lot of indigenous tribes, a lot of our ancestors, and in Africa as well, all over the world actually, there was a lot of polygamy. And even polygamy is like the man and multiple wives, and then like the woman and multiple husbands, things of that sort. That's something that was very common. And the reason that it was, or the reason that they did it, is because when you're trying to build legacy, right, it is smart for you to have a lot of children, so you can create beings with that same code, with that same DNA, and instill those beliefs in them, right? So like when it comes to a man, they can impregnate a woman like nonstop until they die, I think. Like, they can impregnate women whenever, but women do have menopause. And we can hold a baby for 9 months. We can't just like get pregnant and then release instantly and the baby's out and then keep getting. No, the man can continue to impregnate women, right? And what is strategic is, instead of just being with one woman, impregnating her, waiting 9 months, then she can get pregnant again in 9 months. That's a lot of energy to her body. Instead of just impregnating multiple women, and then you're spreading out your DNA, you're spreading out your codes, right? And when it comes to the polygamy, like, this is something where the man needs to have the capacity to provide and nourish each woman. And it's a community. I mean, yes, it's a community, but like it's a family, it's a village, meaning that the man and the multiple women would have to all live in one household, and they all are in communication. Okay, like, and the women are actually sisters. It's not that they don't fuck with each other, they're sisters, right? And it's like they all help each other in the household. They all help each other with the purpose, with the mission of what we're building, right? And it's like, in this society, we're used to the monogamous relationship, and then, like, you know, the woman having to do mad stuff, taking care of the kids, they work and they clean. And imagine if there's just other women, like one woman is taking care of the kids, the other woman is cleaning, the other woman is helping build a product. Like, they're all just helping the household. So, and not even just the household, it's the impact that we're building. I feel like not every man can be in can handle polygamy, because it's like sometimes you can only have capacity for one partner, and that's okay. But when it comes to somebody that has such a big vision, you have to impact at a global scale. And you know, for the man, it is smart for them to engage sexually with these multiple women, because it's like, you know, sex is something that's so powerful, and when a man and a woman, like the man is receiving this woman's divine energy, and then instead of it just being that one divine energy, it's these different divine energies, and it allows for bigger impact. And this is something that, you know, when he first did the research about it, and he's like, oh shit, I was like, what the fuck? My ego didn't like that. And also something that is honestly a fact is a lot of monogamous relationships nowadays are fucking suffering. And this is what they show us. They show us to always they show us to want and idolize a monogamous relationship, like loyalty, commitment. And I still am someone who, like, I'm not gonna lie, I want you all to myself, but I understand the value when it comes to like building, when it comes to purpose. And I understand that. I understand it. But like, you know, what I'm bringing up is that these monogamous relationships, a lot of motherfuckers are cheating. A lot of people are, they have resentment towards their partner, or they quietly wish they were with someone else. They feel unfulfilled. They both cheating on each other, but they're not saying the truth. Like, or they're just with each other because they feel like they should, because they've been with each other for years, but deep down they're not fulfilled. Okay, they're not at peace, they're not at ease. So that just shows how, like, we've been programmed to think we need to be with one person for the rest of our lives, or like, you know, just a monogamous relationship. And it's like, I'm not gonna lie, that's real. Like, I myself and my family, I've seen cheating everywhere, and that's why things like cheating really hurt me, or being with another person. The thing is, when it comes to polygamy, this is something, or polygamy, this is something where it's communicative. Like, so me being in this union, this is divine, where we're honest about everything. So if we feel like, if you're gonna be with someone else, oh, I'm gonna do it. Like, not I'm gonna do it, but I'm thinking about doing this. How does it make you feel? Like, with these monogamous relationships, there's a lot of fear, so it's hidden. But when it comes to this polygamy, and this is open, this is trust. And it's like, now you know, like, who your partner is engaging with, and there's a relationship that's built in polygamy. It's like, you know, the sisters know each other, they have a connection, a good connection, they live together. Like, it needs to be communication, right? But that's something that I see down the line. Like, you know, him and I hasn't been a year yet, and what we're building, Soprint, is still young. So, you know, it takes time to get there, in divine, whenever that time comes, right? So, but something that I understand is that polygamy takes a lot of rootedness to the divine, because a lot of shadow, a lot of ego, a lot of traumas can come up in these dynamics. And I can link some information if y'all want to do more research on polygamy. There's this creator who talks about it, and she does a really good job at talking about it, at informing. So yeah, that's just something I wanted to bring up, you guys, because this is something that came into our reality that's like, fuck, like, yo, like, it allows for a lot of deep work within this avatar, because, you know, I'm someone who I like the idea of having someone all to myself. Okay, I don't want my partner thinking about anybody else. I don't want you to talk, and I'm not necessarily, I want you to talk to anybody else. That's my ego, and that's okay. But I don't like close contact. Like, even imagining my partner, you know, being sexually intimate with someone else, I feel like it's disgusting. Well, my avatar does, right? But yeah, so what I'm realizing too is that a part of me was hesitant to even make this video, and there's times where, like, I'm hesitant to make certain videos, because it's like, everything I share is just truth, y'all. It's mad real, it's mad authentic, and a lot of people might be like, yo, I'm not gonna share this online. But I know, like, when it comes to my reality, everything I share is very impactful, and I'm the creator of my reality. Like, I can share what I want to share, and this is for myself. This is me talking to myself. And, you know, if I want to share, I want to share. If I don't, I don't. But yeah, I'm in a space now where, like, my partner feels attraction, and not just attraction, but there's this energy. that he's avoiding because it's scary. This energy that he feels, it's not just, oh, you're attractive, there's this energy, and that shit is fucking scary because it's not like he asked for it, but you know, there's this energy where he aligns with this individual and he just sees a lot of reflection, and that is something that really didn't make my avatar feel good at all, because it's like, for me, I'm someone who is like, like, if I'm in a union, right, and I feel like this union is everything I could ever want in my reality, right, meaning that no matter how attractive you are or what you have, or oh my gosh, these qualities that you have, your character, like, it's not, you cannot sway me from my partner, because it's everything that I could ever want. There's no way. And so even if you do if I align to you in a little way, it's like, I don't get this, I'm not gonna, it's just no. For me, it's like, in the past, I would like constantly try to search someone who was better, because I felt like I was settling, but I'm not in a settling position, so it's like there's no way for me to open up like that. So for me to see that my king is experiencing that does make my avatar be like, well, that doesn't happen to me, like, what the fuck does that mean? So it makes my avatar feel threatened, it makes my avatar feel like fear, it makes my avatar feel like I'm not enough. Like, when it comes to like my past relationships, and even with him, if there is an ex brought up or attraction towards someone, if there's just another being in the situation, my avatar goes towards comparison. It goes towards feelings like envy. It goes towards, it's mostly that comparison stuff, and I don't like that. And then I start to like think about them. I start to think about this person that they may be attracted to, or their ex, or whatever it is. I start to have them in my mind, and I start to think like, how, you know, should I be with him? Like, are we the right fit? Maybe they should have been with this person. How do they feel about that? Maybe they're so attractive. Maybe they have this about them. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that dialogue in my mind. It's like annoying. I don't want this person in my consciousness. So it's like, fuck. Like, why do I receive it that way? Why do I feel fear? Why do I compare? It doesn't feel safe. My mind feels active. My mind feels like it's in survival. Like, I gotta compete. Like, that's what it feels like. And it's, you know, honestly, my mind was racing in the middle of the night. I don't like that shit. Why? I am safe. I am now. I am whole. I am abundant. And I noticed, like, I'm not someone who I would say really has a lot of fears. I don't, like, nothing really comes up for me as fear too much. But when it comes to being in a union, fuck, when I, like, especially this one, like, when I'm really convicted in a relationship, and I think about, like, this person potentially cheating on me, or just something that gets in the way that can stray us off, or make things end, or make things just be different, but like specifically being with somebody else, is something that, like, that's a fear that I currently may have. Like, everything else I don't give a fuck, but when it comes to this, it's something that just hits me so deep. And I feel like you guys may resonate. A lot of people resonate with this. So, and I'm like, why? Like, earlier I was using Palo Santo, and I'm like, yo, where is this deep-rooted fear from? Because every time I would get in a relationship, in the beginning stages, I always have a dream with them cheating on me. And it's the worst, like, it's the biggest fear. And it's because growing up, I saw that a lot in my family, and I was just programmed to really fear this and think that it's like has something to do with me. Like, I don't know why my avatar is so interesting, right? So yeah, so I was thinking, and I'm like, why is it that me thinking about my partner, being attracted or having this energy towards someone, this attraction towards someone, why does that make me feel fear? Why does that make me feel unsafe? Why did that make me feel fear in all my relationships of them preferring someone else or them being attracted to somebody else? Why? And I think why is because there's a fear of abandonment, that they're gonna, because it's like if I hear, like once he told me that he had this attraction for someone, I was like, oh, like what about us? Like in my mind it's making me think, okay, so that means you want to be with them. So my mind automatically goes to a conclusion of, okay, we're not in alignment. Like it makes me want to protect my heart. And yeah, so there's this fear of abandonment. And I think like the reason I even jumped to that conclusion of like, okay, you want to be with them, is because it's like I'm now leaving before you could leave me potentially. Not that I don't do that, but I think that's just where my mind would go, because it's like I don't want to risk anything. Like I want to protect my heart. And then also it's just like, it's this comparison stuff too. And I'm like, okay, Arlene, why do you get into this comparison shit? And it's not even just in unions. I believe I experience comparison in other ways as well. Like when it just comes to amazing individuals, like I see their gifts, I see them shining, and I have my gifts and I shine too. And it's like, sometimes I'm like, damn, like what does that mean about me? But I think I believe that's a scarcity mentality, because we can all shine. We are all God. We are all consciousness. We are all awareness. So, but not specifically when it comes to this partnership stuff. Oh my gosh, like that comparison is just like, they're just there in my reality. Get out of my mind. Like, oh my gosh. So yeah, so I'm like, okay, why is there enviness? Like I thought it was jealousy, but it's like, this is my partner. I know how convicted and committed he is to me. So there's nobody to be jealous of. Because it's like when you're jealous, it's because they have something that you don't have. I have my king. So it's envy. It's different. And I noticed that if my mind immediately goes to comparison, it's because something about my self-esteem may not be completely rooted. And I've already been aware that I can do more work into really loving myself. And it's so interesting because it's like, yo, I thought I loved myself, bro. Like I really thought I loved myself already, but it's not a destination. You continue to love yourself. And in this union, I learned a lot. Yo, there's still space for me to like really see myself, because I'm picking up like, you know, how maybe my self-esteem or my self-love may not be where it naturally is, where it inherently is, where it's supposed to be. So yeah, I'm like, like I know I am enough. I know I am worthy. I know that he is convicted and committed to me. And you know, something that I learned from my king is like, a lot of men biologically, like they are attracted to multiple women. And you know, women could be attracted to multiple men, right? But it doesn't mean the woman wants to commit to them. Or same for men. It doesn't mean the man wants to commit to the woman, but like I believe that women happen to be more not committed, but monogamous to one partner. I think it's because we're literally receiving, when it comes to, you know, the man and the woman, we're literally receiving all of that energy. And it's so like, we're very emotional, and we literally hold this baby for 9 months. When it comes to men, they can just give to whoever, give. So it's like different biologically. I'm still trying to do research. This is what he told me. And he believes now, after doing research on polygamy, that every man deep down can be polygamous, but it's just like we have avoided it or completely suppressed it because of fear. You know, a lot of men might fear that, damn, their woman might not accept them or love them, or maybe they feel guilty, or, you know, like, so let me know what y'all men think about this, because I know that, you know, men are attractive, but I don't feel called to starting something new with another man. But shit, apparently, like, if it's of purpose, my king may be open to that. And it's something where it's like, I noticed surrendering the ego, surrendering the attachment. And like when we think about the roots of marriage, marriage was, I'm still trying to remember the exact information, but like marriage is like confinement, and I think it came from the man wanting to control the woman. And you know, when it comes to thinking about being in a whatever, that type of relationship, my king, his energy will have to be like split throughout these other women, right? And I'm used to always having my king's attention, so it takes so much rootedness to see and understand like he's sharing this energy with other women. It's all of purpose, and not taking it personal or comparing myself when he is doing that, or comparing our connection when he's doing that. Because what I've learned is that, you know, my king is completely convicted in me, and I definitely know that truth. I know that deep down. It's so evident. However, right, he showed to me, just because he may be courting somebody, you know, there may be another woman in this partnership or relationship, it doesn't mean he's not committed to me. It doesn't mean he doesn't honor me and love me in totality in every realm. Like, they're able to do that with other people, and you know, women can probably do that too, but for me, I'm still not sure how that, if I don't know. So, because for me, like, I just see myself completely putting all my energy into one person. Like, thinking about putting my energy into someone else is just like, it's just too much right now. I want to just put all my energy and just love on my king, and I know he does too. But you know, when it comes to this current individual, I told him, like, we're gonna express truth. We're gonna express truth to each other, because if we don't, that avoidant energy is gonna keep multiplying, where you're running away, and then it's gonna spill. And there can also be this curiosity between this person, and if you just face it, that curiosity could go down, and just say how y'all feel, see what happens, okay? So that's what's gonna happen. And honestly, you guys, when he brought that up, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel something similar. I do. It's not as much as like because he said he feels like he knows her, you know, like she's speaking to him through these different things. But like, I mean, nah, when it comes to this specific individual I'm talking about, yeah, I do feel like I know her, and this is a woman, and there's just this certain energy. I can't describe it though, but it's not the same thing on how, like, it's not something that I feel like would, I don't know. The point is, I feel like it's different, okay? I feel like it's different. So it's like, I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I do have this energy towards this woman, this being, that it's like, I feel like it can be, there's an attraction, like it's just like we can't even put it into words, this energy, and it can be similar to what King is experiencing with this other individual. So I'm like, yo, since you bring this up, I'm gonna bring this up. I don't think it's that like heavy, but it's there, and it just goes to show, like, yo, I don't know if monogamy is like unions, like, bro, there's gonna be times where you feel you're in this union, you love your partner down, but yo, there's mass soulmates out here, like, where there may be an individual that's like, where is this energy coming from? I love my partnership, like, I don't know where this energy is coming from. And that's why King Tiago was trying to avoid it, because he loves me so much, and you know, he doesn't want anything to happen, so he's avoiding that energy. So it's like, bro, but we gotta face that shit. So he's gonna talk to this being, I'm gonna talk to this being, and we're gonna face truth. And it's like, bro, this is a very interesting conversation, yeah. Like, and a lot of people in society may think this is crazy, but it's something about my king and I is, we're gonna face truth, we're gonna face shadow, we're gonna face darkness, like, we're gonna get to the fucking root, and we're gonna be fucking honest and communicate. Because when you don't do that shit, that's when it's just like, who are you in the relationship with? Who do you even know? Like, and I'm so grateful that I'm able to remember my soul with my partner, that we're able to be authentic and respect each other so much, and just go through life together, through all the emotions. So yeah, and I'm just realizing that, like, you know, I do see polygamy in our future. I see how it's a purpose, and I see how it can actually serve me as well, because I'm already someone where I notice, like, in my relationships I can get a little bit codependent. And it's like, yo, I don't want to leave you, like, I'm about to see my family today, and I'm like, I love being with my king though, but I know I need to be with my family. I know I need space with myself. So it's like, I know that if we were to be in this polygamous relationship, it'll give me more space for myself to, you know, really see myself. And like that, and that's why I'm making this video, because this is a way for me to see myself when I do my talking videos. And, you know, like, today I did my meditation with malachite, clearing out emotional traumas that are, you know, really deep inside me, and remembering my courage, remembering transformation, remembering alchemy. And, you know, I bedazzled my avatar, and I feel good, and I remember myself, I remember my power, I remember my worth. And I'm talking to you guys, and it feels really, really good. Like, I feel very, very grateful. I feel very proud, and like, this is just such a release. Like, just the fact that I talked about it to you guys, I feel so much better. Like, my mind feels so much more clear. And, you know, I'm in a space where, like, I'm reminding myself that regardless of who my king is attracted to or what energy comes up, like, not attaching that to anything that has nothing to do with me and my power and my worth. Like, I'm convicted in that, and like, I'm gonna get to a point where it doesn't matter who he's attracted to, or if he's building a connection with somebody. Yo, that shit does not affect my roots. That shit does not affect my rootedness, my power, my gifts. I don't care. Like, I just pour into myself. I just pour into myself because I love myself, and that is what I deserve. And, you know, when I really think about just like truth of everything, nothing is necessarily good or bad. It's really just our thoughts and our feelings and our emotions about it that makes it bad. So when I was hearing what he shared with me, I was like aware that this doesn't have to be upsetting at all. You know, like, I know that we are in a divine union. I know that we are convicted towards each other. He is honest. I know that I am awareness. I know that I am God. I know that nothing outside of me can shift my internal state of being. I know that being in a union with him is of purpose, and I feel purposeful regardless of what comes up. And I know I feel honored and respected and seen. So I was just reminding myself of the entirety of truth, and then also just like, everybody's a reflection of you. So when I remember that truth, I'm like, this person is just, we're all one. Like, this is just natural, okay? It's just natural for people to feel things. Why do we have to internalize or take that shit deep? It just is. And, you know, separation is an illusion. Comparison is an illusion. We are all one. And remembering the present moment, because when he was sharing all of these things, my mind was going into future, past, all of it. It was not here. And here I'm safe. Here I'm touching grass. Here I'm talking to you guys. Only the now exists. And something that the author Eckhart Tolle says is that time is what causes separation, is what causes suffering. Because when you have time, whether it's a past or a future, then the mind starts getting active, and the time and mind are connected. But that shit, throw time and mind away and just be. It's always the now. Every moment is the now. It hasn't been the past or the future. It's just now. That shit is done. It's always now. This eternal state. I feel that I want to touch on again, like, just really pouring into myself, because I feel like in these areas, last night when I couldn't go to sleep, I read, when I was, you know, my mind was racing, I was reading The Power of Now. I also read more information on my astrology to really understand myself. I then watched the video on like comparison and things of that sort on YouTube, just searching for a solution. I was just searching for this feeling to just leave so I could go to sleep and feel safe to sleep. And so I found this video on YouTube, and she was talking about comparison and, really remembering yourself, remembering your power, okay? And what was my point? I'm feeling called to just end the video here because I trust that you guys understand what I'm trying to say about remembering your power. Oh, like, yeah, I'm remembering. So, like, yeah, basically, like, thinking about this other person or comparing, like, that energy, I can just pour it into myself. Or if there's any, like, feelings of jealousy towards how this person is, use it as inspiration to remind you of you and your gifts. And, like, in the past, my, like, inner child and, like, the traumas growing up, I remember, like, I would feel this. I would feel comparison a lot. That's something that my archetype is familiar with, and, like, jealousy and envy and wanting to be like these other people, and I would kind of try to be more like them. And I notice now, where in my journey, like, you cannot be more like anybody else. You gotta be more like yourself. You gotta be fucking authentic. So what am I doing? Being me and recording the videos that I love to record and being fucking radically honest. Like, I'm not gonna be more like anybody else. I'm gonna be more like my fucking self and really just see. And then I do happen to have, like, my Lilith in Libra, and the Libra can be swaying in so many different groups that sometimes it doesn't know its identity. And so I need to remember my fucking identity and my truth and my power. So I just wanted to say that to y'all. Like, this is, whenever I may feel that energy, I'm putting that shit right back to fucking me. Out. This is my fucking reality. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey, allowing for me to see myself, allowing for me to see you, allowing for you to see me. May you always remember who you are.